Hey, what's up, Nick? It's going good. What's going on? I feel like my camera today is green tinted. Maybe that's just me. Maybe my eyes are green tinted today. Something green about it. Can't tell. But yeah, how are you? What's up, dude? Tonight should be fun. We got a bunch of new stuff going on. We're gonna be doing a whole bunch of interesting, cool shit. I got some news I'm gonna talk about. Some popular. I'm gonna put on my detective hat today and tell you guys why everyone's wrong on Twitter this week. So that's gonna be great. Excited about that. And then I have a rant to go on. That's always fun. Let's see. I have a bit of a hot take. Looks like. I didn't really think about that one all too much. I may or may not say that. I'll figure that out. And then we're gonna do the April profit loss summary for April. Gotta say, spoiler alert. Not a whole lot going on in April. It wasn't like a bad month or anything, but it definitely wasn't as action-packed as the first 3 months of the year have been. I will say that I've already got over 50% of the profit this month that I had last month, and kind of talk about why maybe that is, stuff like that. And then we're going to be checking out I have a PSA return that just hit shipped, so my grades are available. So I figured we'll check out the thing in the app, the reveal function in the app. I've got it here
in the app.
You see it on screen now.
I've got it here. You can see it on screen now.
We'll just go through a bunch of the cards.
The
little
and I'll do the little
PSA reveal function that they have on their phone
PSA
app
reveal
now.
function that they have on
So
their
we'll
phone
check that
app
out,
now.
see how that works.
So we'll check that out, see how that
I'll have
works.
to work through that.
There's a bit of a delay, so I'll have to work through that. But
Echo for who? My voice? What's going on? I don't know. Oh, when I had the app up? Oh, there it is. Perfect. Thanks for letting me know. I just found the culprit. Let's try this again. We'll bring the phone back up. Check. Checking audio with the phone up. Hopefully there's no echo now. I think I fixed it. Good now? Awesome. Sick. Perfect. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. I appreciate you letting me know, Nick, and helping me fix that quick. Let's see. I did want to mention one thing before we get started. Just one thing that I've been doing this week. I started watching an anime called Hell's Paradise. I forget where I heard about it first, but people were kind of talking about it, saying it was pretty good. So I'm like 5 episodes. I think there's 5 episodes out right now. I'm 5 episodes into it. It's pretty good so far. I like it. It's action-packed. It's got some interesting characters, some interesting, story stuff going on. It's a cool, I don't know, I like it. Has some elements, I feel like, of kind of like Hunter x Hunter and just some more of those shonen type anime that I tend to enjoy. So I've been enjoying it so far. I think it's pretty sick. It's action packed, it's gory, it's bloody, it's all that stuff. All that stuff I enjoy. So yeah, you can check out Hell's Paradise. I think it's a pretty cool anime so far. I have been enjoying it. Haven't seen the Mario movie yet. I really want to. Haven't had the chance to. I did go see a movie in the theater recently when I went and visited my dad a couple weekends ago. It's the first time I've been to a movie theater since Deadpool 2. So I don't know when Deadpool 2 came out, but that was the last time that I went to see a movie in the theater. Deadpool 2. When did it release? 2018. So 5 years ago. So it had been 5 years since I went to a movie theater. I went to see John Wick 4. Is it the fourth one? That was action packed. That was like, there was hardly anything else in the movie but action scenes, and it was 3 hours of like straight action. It was really good action. So it didn't really take it down at all for me. It was just badass. Badass, action packed. Of course, typical John Wick storyline. And there's one action scene that was so freaking cool. It was very like Hotline Miami, where they had the music going, but it was a top-down camera view, and he was clearing out different rooms, like in a big like warehouse sort of building. Oh man, super cool. And he had like explosive rounds, so every time he shot there was like an explosive round that would, blast out. It was very video game like. You could see the inspiration from games like Hotline Miami. It is super, super cool. Yeah, John Wick 4, good stuff. I'm surprised that we're already at the fourth of those movies and it's still decent. But yeah, I liked it. Last movie I watched in cinema was Bullet Train. I actually watched Bullet Train. Did I watch it in the plane to Japan? I think it came out about that time. I might have watched it at home. I thought Bullet Train was fun, yeah. That was a fun one. It was funny and fun and lots of action. Fight scenes were cool. Took place in Japan, sort of. It was on the train most of the time, but still pretty neat. Yeah, that was a good movie, for sure. I like seeing Brad Pitt in more of like a comedy role instead of I feel like he does good in comedies compared to like being serious. So yeah, that was a good movie too, for sure. I agree. All right, let's talk some news. Oh, actually, Collecticon Dallas, is it Dallas? Is happening this weekend. So a lot of people are obviously headed to Dallas today and tomorrow for the show this weekend, which will be pretty fun. Still, I mean, Charlotte's still gonna probably be the only Collecticon that I end up going to, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I may or may not go to another one, but how's it going, Grumstein? Welcome. All right, some news. Let's talk about this. So I saw this article, and I saw a lot of people talking about it. This is just one article. I'm sure there's a lot of other articles about it. But it was a hot headline this week in the Pokemon space. Japanese shop bans adults from buying Pokemon cards. Have you guys seen this headline floating about the internet this week? I gotta say, it's a pretty interesting headline until I figured out that it was completely bullshit. Pretty interesting headline until I figured out it was bullshit. So yeah, let's talk about it. First, apparently, there's a shop in, is it Akihabara? I believe it's in Akihabara. Haderuya 2, located in Akihabara, revealed it would dedicate a store section to junior high school students and younger. The shop announced it would limit 10 packs a day per person of Snow Hazard and Clayburst packs. Additionally, it would start checking identification to confirm buyer's age. On the first floor, would keep selling packs until they ran out each day. The new rule would also ban parents and guardians from purchasing cards for their children. So So yeah, it was like a weird thing where people were like, "Wait, but if I'm buying, what if I'm buying packs for my kids? Like, I can't buy packs for my kids." And then the other half of the internet was like, people are just gonna like pay children to go in and buy packs for them. And then it's like, wait, what like 10-year-old kid has a bunch of cash that they'll be able to go in and buy stuff? You know, it's interesting. So this is a limited edition for junior high school students and younger. So in some ways, it seems like they are limiting some that's right? Limiting some product for junior high school kids and younger. Actually, a lot of support from people online for this, which again I thought was interesting. But the actual thing and what they've been doing, apparently, this is not new to the store at all. It just got picked up recently by the news, but this isn't a new thing. Is many shops exhaust their entire stock as soon as they go on sale. I think this is the store manager. And people active late at night or early in the morning always seem to buy the cards. So basically he's saying, if we put out our entire stock right away, we sell out right away. And so the people who are willing to stay up late or get here early in the morning get all the stock. So basically the adults for the most part. And so it sounds like what they're actually doing is they allocate half their stock for general customers and half their stock to the people showing up in the morning and at night. So when the set first releases, half their stock goes up, they sell out half of their stock, and then later on they put up the other half of their stock so that it doesn't sell out immediately, and kids or people who come in later, or casuals, I guess, or casual collectors can go in and still find some product later on. But it also does, now that I'm actually reading through the full thing, it also does look like they are limiting some, like the number of packs you can do, and some of these, like, limited edition special whatevers for junior high school kids and younger. So it's not their entire stock. They're not banning adults from buying cards at their store. That's pretty harsh to say. Of course, it wasn't actually true. But I wouldn't expect anything less from the guys over at Dexerto for their I don't know, integrity as journalists, I guess. And then on Twitter, this was right underneath the post. Righty official. I frequently visit this shop. This is not the case. They have different times of day that they sell different products. They have quantities for adults and quantities for junior high kids. They announced these on their Twitter and have been doing this for over a year. So it was picked up this week, but it's not a new thing for the store to do. And apparently, yeah, it's actually not that big a deal. It is interesting. It is an idea for, you know, kind of a smaller individual store to do. Like, okay, well, maybe we hold a little bit of our stock for kids because they're the future generations buying and enjoying this product. And then the rest of the stock can go up right away for everybody else. It is kind of an interesting thing to think about. I would never advocate for like a flat ban of adults from buying cards at a store, or if, you know, anything like that, because then you're just going to run into trouble. But the idea of like, yeah, we have X amount of product, we have a case over here, but this is saved for kids to buy, and you wouldn't be able to stop, like, you know, it'd be the opposite of asking the adult to go in and buy booze for you when you're like 18 years old. You wouldn't be able to stop people sending a kid in to buy them, you know, 10 packs or boxes or whatever. But at the same time, you probably deter a lot of it, and you could probably get the products into a lot of kids' hands. So it's an interesting way of approaching it. It's an interesting thing to think about with what's going on. But yeah, definitely they're not banning people from buying Pokemon cards. Now, I will say though, your average player is a frequent, you know, person of the channel, frequent person in the Discords that I frequent. And he said the last time that he was in Japan, he went to a few different card stores that just wouldn't sell to him because he was a foreigner, which doesn't really surprise me because they do that sometimes, especially, but kind of surprising for major cities. I feel like you don't really get a whole lot of blowback for being a foreigner in like Tokyo or Kyoto. But you might, the further out you get into like the rural areas, they can like I've seen people get rejected for like hotel rooms and stuff like that. It doesn't seem to be a big issue in the bigger cities, but apparently that was the case for him for a couple of shops, which I thought kind of sucked. I kind of understand it, but it sucks. I mean, you don't really want any of that type of stuff anywhere, period, because it's pretty bad. But yeah, I'll just say I can understand the frustration when if they think that a lot of like the majority of their product is coming over to the US. I can understand their frustration with foreigners feeling like foreigners are buying up all of their product and they can't enjoy it because of us or whatever, and then taking action against that. But it's obviously not good to do against anybody. All right, let's see what else were we talking about today. Any thoughts on banning people from buying products, or not allowing people to buy products, or certain times of day selling to certain groups of people, or anything like that? Obviously, in the West, we are very much a capitalist society, so it's very much you just put the product out there and whoever gets there first gets it. But I think that there's something to be said. It is kind of interesting to have a particular amount of your allocation go specifically towards kind of the future generation of the hobby. I think it's interesting, but I think it's good they allocate some to kids. I can see how it'd be annoying if you were a shop trying to supply kids and people who enjoy the hobby with cards. Yeah, I can see that too. I agree, especially if you're a shop that is also selling. I don't know what sort of guidelines they have for MSRP over there, but I'm not sure if they have to sell locally for the like MSRP price, so like the $40-$50 or whatever it is per box. But I could see like limiting or holding some stock and stuff, because if you're somebody who's familiar with selling overseas and you frequent a bunch of shops and you just buy up all their product and sell it for 2-3 times as much in other countries, then I can see that being irritating. Then having a bunch of people who probably don't care about it buying everything. Yeah, I think we're starting. This is a very, very early take for me, but it's just a thing to think about. I think I still have to think about it more. But I feel like, and I've said this before, it's just interesting to think about. I feel like the idea of holding ultra modern sealed, I feel like it's a negative for the hobby. I'm starting to lean that way, that it actually damages the hobby more than it helps, more than other, like, even more than, like, I don't know, people that do what I do, like flipping and stuff like that. I don't feel like it adds anything. I feel like it only really takes away from the hobby. So yeah, I don't know. It's something I'm still racking my brain about. I definitely don't. I'm not a person who holds modern sealed. It doesn't make sense for me. I like kind of the faster flips. I don't want to hold something for a year. I'd rather spend that money to flip more stuff. But yeah, keep thinking about it. I think Card Secret did something similar recently. They also have a stock allocated to players. Well, that's nice. I saw Card Secret. I kind of saw Card Secret's the new inside of their store. It looks really nice. Like the place that they were in before, the one that I got to visit before they moved, was super small. Like it was a really small area and it was really busy. It was hard to actually like move around in there when I was in there because there was so many people. And there was only like maybe 2 tables and they were pretty small tables. But it looks like they have a lot bigger space now, which is cool. Yeah, it looks pretty sick. Collect Japanese high class booster box to keep them sealed, but I like how they look on display, so it's more of a PC thing. Yeah. I mean, I'm not one to tell anyone what to do. I'm not going to tell anyone to stop, buying Modern Sealed and holding it because it's bad or whatever. I like to think about things in my own perspective and try and figure out like my the way I feel about certain things, like morally, ethically, all that stuff. Try to challenge myself to think about those things. All right, we got a little bit of a rant. I noticed this the other day, and it pissed me the hell off. So CGC, I love CGC. I think as a company, they're great. They seem to really enjoy the hobby. They send out people into the community to have good conversations. If you guys haven't seen the, not the Pokey Flips podcast, the other one, the Slabbed podcast, they did a podcast recently with the head grader. What is he? Head grader? Is that who he is? His name's Matt. Seemed like a super cool guy. He's been on multiple podcasts or interviews that I've seen with the Green Shiz. I like the fact that they mingle in the community. They get to know people in the community. They talk to the community about their, like, that all is very nice. But man, I was trying to create a submission the other day. How's it going, Chevels, Jeff? And they changed something about their submission form. They absolutely changed something about the search functionality on the CGC submission form. And it sucks now. It is up there with PSA as being just trash. I typed in, so before, I feel like, I could be wrong, but I submitted something fairly recently. I feel like if I typed in Snorlax Jungle before, it would show me a bunch of Snorlax Jungle, like, cards. First edition, Japanese, all that shit. Now, if you type in Snorlax Jungle, nothing comes up. Literally nothing. It just says, can't find your card? It took me like 10 minutes to try and figure out how to get Jungle Snorlax to show up in the CGC search form. It was ridiculous. And because it's Japanese, I can't type in like the card number. So I was trying. If you type in Snorlax Japanese, guess what comes up? Nothing. Nothing comes up. Snorlax Japanese, nothing. Snorlax Jungle, nothing. Nothing comes up. You gotta be like the freaking PSA form now, where it's like Snorlax dash Hollow 1996 Jungle blah blah blah, and then something comes up that you're like, and then you can scroll down like the 2 pages on PSA to find the card that you're actually looking for. It's crazy. How are these search functionalities so freaking bad? Ugh, maybe a bug. I don't know. I tweeted to him and was like, hey, I don't know what you changed, but this is shit. It's possible that it's a bug. I was finally able to complete my submission, but yeah, I kept running into things where it's like, why is this not bringing anything up? Like, why is just Snorlax Jungle not bringing up a list of Jungle Snorlaxes? Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. Yeah, it used to be really easy with that wording. Yeah, just Snorlax Jungle, and nothing would come up. Grading with them now, circumstantial. There are a lot of licks to find since a lot of buyers purely ignore them. Yeah, I'm still grading with them, especially stuff that I know wouldn't get PSA 10. I will still occasionally grade with CGC because I just get it back a lot faster, can get it on the market faster, can start selling stuff faster. So, oh no, I didn't tweet them saying it's shit. No, I just tweeted them saying, you know, the problem basically. It was a paragraph, but if you boiled it down, it's shit would probably have worked as well. How's it going, Shots of Spat? What's up? How's it going, Walrus? What we cooking today? Well, we're cooking CGC a little bit right now because their new submission form search functionality sucks ass. Whatever they changed about it, it's bad. It's PSA bad at this point. But yeah, I'm surprised I haven't seen more people complain about the PSA search, like the search thing for looking up cards to submit, because that is terrible. It's so bad. It's like, sure, like once you get it, once you understand the formula, it's okay. But at first, it's like, what is going on? Why am I typing in these very basic phrases to bring up this card and nothing's showing up? But then it's like, oh, it has to be the Pokemon name, and if it's a holo, then it's got to be Dash Holo, and then it's got to be the thing, and then you got to add Pokemon, and it's like, oh, okay, finally, I can get it now. But it's like, yeah, before you figure that out, it's so irritating. It is not great. But yeah, the CGC one got really bad now too. So hopefully that's a bug, but I don't know. I know that they have so many different games now at CGC. I think they're grading like 12, 13, 14, 15 different games now. So it's interesting to see if how that mucks up kind of search functionality, and how they have to start delineating between all the different cards, and how, like, if it does or if it should or whatever. CGC getting worse, Becca got better. Wait, did Becca get better? Did they change something again? Mind-boggling the hate people have for them. Every Pokemon group I see them try. I mean, for the amount of other grading companies that people use for some reason, like, to hate on the big three is just kind of crazy to me. Like, there's definitely things to hate about the big three. But when you've got, like, 30 different grading companies, and I've seen so many weird ones recently. Like ones that actually look like you just printed out the label, put it in your own slab, put it together, and then it was good. I don't know. It's weird, but people choose what they like for their personal collections, and as long as they know that it, they might not get the same amount of money, but that's okay. How's it going, Comet? Lifetime BGS hater. I still haven't used him yet. I would like to. I need to open some Weiss or some Dragon Ball Super or something. I gotta open something that's like really good quality so I can send to BGS and try and hit a black label. That would be cool. Eventually I will, but you type everything perfectly and have something totally irrelevant populate. Yeah, it's like you type out the card that you want, and then you have to scroll down like 30 different things before you finally find the one you're looking for. Rewatched that live with NN. I didn't have a live with NN. I know what you're talking about. Oh my god, it's God Bidoof. Yeah, Walrus got that Bidoof picture. Still want to give the new Japanese grading company a try? Well, how much is that right now? How much are they at currently? Are they like 25 a card or something? Oh, I was talking to Walrus. Okay, yeah, gotcha. My bad. I was trying to educate the masses. Yeah. Let's see. How do you guys feel about... Here's a contradiction. I feel like there's a contradiction happening a little bit, okay? Also, I agree, Grumstein. I really do like the new Japanese grading card company. I actually like that the label is on the bottom. It makes it feel more like a trophy. Like a trophy that you got, for first place in basketball as a kid or whatever. It actually looks like a trophy. I like the little slab on or the little label on the bottom. I think it's interesting. I think it's an interesting way to display. We can look it up quick before I jump in. I forget what it's called too. Japanese grading company. ARS? Yeah. Before I bring something up that I shouldn't. Okay, anything on the screen that's gonna get me in trouble? I don't think so. Here you go. So this is kind of what their slabs look like. They've got the label on the bottom. The slab, they have kind of a... Is it a tuxedo slab or is it a see-through slab? I don't know. It looks very trophy-like. It's very interesting that they're going that way instead of the traditional top-down way. It's see-through? Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't hate them. I don't hate them. They're interesting to me. You can choose to have Japanese or English as the language for the label. I like that. More options, more customizability. Okay. What was I jumping into? Oh, contradiction. Kind of interesting here. How do you guys feel about cleaning cards before you grade them? Remember when that was a big thing where everyone's like, oh my God, people are going to send to whatchamacallit, or they're going to buy the little cleaning pack and then they're going to clean up the hollows and they're going to get better grades and they're manipulating the card, and is that right or is it wrong, and blah, blah, blah. How was the, I remember it kind of being, some people are like, I don't really care. They press comic books, they do all that stuff. And then some people are like, yeah, I think it's kind of wrong. You know, the condition is the condition. You shouldn't try and, you know, make it look better just to try and get a better grade. How are you guys feeling about that? Because there's a very interesting thing recently. Adding or taking material to cards not okay. I kind of agree with that, Walrus. I think that cleaning the card, like, in terms of, like, if there's a little gunk on it and you got to scrape it off, if there's, you know, but, like, adding things to, like, smooth out, like, scratches or stuff like that, adding some sort of material or chemical seems a little weird to me to, like, fix a card or to try and get them a new, you know, a better grade. Not sure about that. Okay. So we're kind of on the same page. I thought this was kind of interesting because I feel like more people have been deliberately damaging cards to try and get a PSA 1. And to me, if you think about it, to be consistent, we kind of have to be against that too. Right? The people who, like, fold up the cards in, like, 7 different ways to try and get a PSA 1 when it's a card that might get, like, a PSA 6 or whatever. Something to think about, but I think it's kind of contradictory to be like, yeah, I think cleaning cards for a better grade is wrong. Meanwhile, they're, like, scrubbing the card on the fucking concrete trying to get a 1. It's like, I don't know if that's consistent. I don't think that's a consistent view you're holding. Yeah, it's just an interesting thing because I've seen people making videos where it's like, oh, here's a base set Charizard. I think it would probably, you know, it's probably get like a PSA 4 or whatever. Let me, you know, fucking fold it up and crinkle it up and slide it across the fucking concrete and everything and send it in and try and get a 1. Or let me send my Moonbreon, you know, through the washing machine and then send it to CGC to get a CGC 1 or whatever. It's like, I don't know, guys. It seems to be a little. If you're okay with one of those, not okay with the other. The PSA 1 market is irrationally paying a premium that can go away. A gem mint card will always get a premium that will never go away. That's not necessarily true, though. Like, I mean, anything can really, like, why does the price matter to the overall action? I don't think the price necessarily changes the overall action on whether it's right or wrong. So you're saying people obviously wouldn't be doing it if the PSA 1 wasn't getting a premium over like a 2, 3, 4, 5. But the action is still like similarly from like a moral perspective to cleaning a card to try and get a better grade. Because in both cases, you're manipulating the card to make more money. In some way. You're either destroying it or you're cleaning it to make it look better. I think the PSA 1 play is fair game. The premium's just there. But why not just buy a raw card that looks like a 1? Well, yeah, I don't have any problem with people submitting to PSA to get a 1 because the premium is there. And I don't even have any problem with people, you know, destroying cards or whatever. My perception is that it's just very interesting to see people vary against cleaning to get higher grades for higher profits, and then at the same time them destroying a card to try and get a 1 for higher profits. It's a similar action because the goal is the same, which is more money. The action is similar, which is you can't alter a card to PSA 1. You're not adding or taking away material inherently in the card. You're definitely taking away material. If you're adding scratches to it, you're taking away material. If you're bending it, you're adding creases. No, I'm not going to Dallas. How's it going, Pole Father? Not going to Dallas, but it should be a lot of fun for people, for sure. I am definitely excited for people. I'm excited for Charlotte because that's the one I'll be able to go to. But yeah, it's it should be fun for everyone. Pole Father here, guys. He just opens like heavy WotC packs just on his Friday nights. A scratch moves surface area as does a crease. Okay, now we're just getting into the minutia. Are we trying to say that in no way would someone scratching a card somehow remove parts of it? Because what we're saying is the scratch is actually just, you know, folding the ends up so every piece is still attached to the card. It's kind of like, it's pretty, yeah, I feel like we're kind of arguing semantics. But need to chill with these good topics. Too much going on with work. Gonna be a good one. Man is mad, yeah. Don't know if it's a good comparison, but let's see. I don't know if it's a good comparison, but I agree with you on the idea. But yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. It's something I don't know. I saw that whole discourse happen with the cleaning process and whether or not that's okay. And then I saw, you know, people making videos destroying cards to get PSA 1s, and I was like, and then it sort of started to bounce around in my head. I'm like, these are kind of similar. And then, you know, just thought I'd toss it out there to you guys to see what you guys thought. So, but yeah, it's an interesting thing to think about for sure. It makes money legitimately without hiding information. What do you mean? Yeah, I definitely don't fall into like the I'm not necessarily one to say that like all actions are okay as long as my bottom line goes up. I know that's probably not what you're saying. Like that's probably a very like very unfairly summarized like summary of that, but like I have seen that too, where people want to dodge like the ethical arguments because it could possibly hurt the way that they make money. And I understand that, like if your business is the way that you have it and you're not worried about the ethical part of it, like that's totally fine, 100%. Just not something that I technically do. I could kind of see that. But at the end of the day, does the end buyer know that anything's being hidden? I don't know. Maybe years down the road when all those chemicals wear off and all those scratches emerge or whatever happens with those, it will be interesting to see if people that clean cards, like in like 10 years, you know, are the chemicals going to like wear off and all those cards are going to show up and they're going to be freaking terrible. We're going to have like PSA 9s that look like PSA 4s because they have like deep scratches on the hollow or whatever. That will be an interesting thing to see if that happens. But yeah, so what do you guys want to do first? Do you guys want to do my April monthly sales breakdown, or do you want to take a look at the PSA grade reveal functionality on the phone? Because I recently got a PSA submission, just the grades. They said grades are available today in my email, so I thought I would try out the new phone app that allows us to check out and reveal the grades as we go. PSA. All right, we'll take a look at some cards then. So let me see. Hopefully this works. Boom. PSA on the screen. All right, let me make sure that it still works. All right, there we go. So the idea of this, it's on my phone. The idea of this is that you basically can, you know, turn the card with your thumb, and then when it flips, it will display the grade, and you'll see obviously the front of the card. So it's nice on the bottom. It does tell you which card it is. Initially, I thought, oh, it'd be nice if they just showed you the front of the card, and then you like clicked on the top, and it unveiled the label so that you could see what grade it was. But the flip action, I guess, is probably a bit more interesting, possibly. So did my thing didn't flip, right? No, I'm just looking the wrong direction. Okay. So let's take a look at some cards. Now there's a big delay here, so I'm going to try and delay my reaction until I see it flip on the screen. This is just the PSA app. This is just the PSA phone app. Yeah. But this is a fairly new thing, I think, that they decided to include. I think I saw last week or 2 weeks ago they unveiled it on Twitter or whatever, or Instagram, and then I thought we would check it out on my next submission. So this was actually a regrade. This got a CGC 9.5, and this is the RK9 EX from Mirage Forest. And you guys will see obviously what that card looks like. But this is a CGC 9.5. I was hoping for the PSA 10. So let's flip her around. There it is. We got the PSA 10. RK9 EX, Mirage Forest. Let's go. Very nice. Unlimited as well. I don't know what the pops are like, but very nice looking card. And now, if we want to switch to the next card, I found this out the hard way. You can't just swipe to go to the next card. You have to click on the screen on the right-hand side, and it moves on to the next. Are regrades ethical? Yeah. You're not altering the card. You're just sending it to a different company. Each company has a different grading scale. I would say it starts to get a little weird when you're like, I got a grade from PSA, and then I regraded it with PSA, and it was something totally different. Then it's like, but I still think regrades, because you're not manipulating the card, you're not necessarily manipulating the grader. You just might get a different grader with a different idea. But that's a fault of the company, because they need a more strict, system, I guess. Because like PSA 6s shouldn't get a PSA 9 on a regrade. They just shouldn't, but they do. We actually have an example of one later in this submission. Until you get what you want, like the Illustrator. I think it starts to get more fuzzy if you're literally Logan Paul and you're extremely popular, you have millions of fans, and you have a grading company that's using you as a marketing tool. and then they grade you like, or no, I'm thinking the Charizard, but the Illustrator, I don't know if it applies for the Illustrator, but I think for the Charizard, it wasn't a black label, right? But it was a BGS 10 Charizard, I think. When you have the when you have that occurring, that can get questionably ethical, I guess. Yeah, let's move on to the next card. The next card is another regrade. This is Gyarados from Bandit Ring. So I really like this card, this XY Bandit Ring. It's almost like a reimagining of the Shining Gyarados. It's got like the guy in the boat, Gyarados in the sea, and this one got a PSA 10. Let's go. So this was a CGC 9.5, and it got a PSA 10. Let's get it. Very nice looking card. I like this one a lot. Happy it got a 10. Moving on. We got the Umbreon from Reviving Legends. This also got a CGC 9.5. This card I was a little worried about because it had a little scratch on the back. And when I cracked it from the slab, I don't think I created the scratch, but I saw the scratch after I cracked it from the CGC 9.5 slab. And so I was a little worried that this might get hit, but I sent it anyway. And it got the PSA 10. So whatever worries I was worrying about, I was being too strict. So this Umbreon, Reviving Legends, first edition, PSA 10, baby. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Next one. I like the app. The app is kind of cool. I would never really do it. Like, for me, I would rather just... It's cool for people who, you know, do this experience, I guess, because they can see their grades before they get the cards back or whatever. But I just look at the list. I just look at the list. I scroll down and I'm like, I see any card that didn't get a 10 and I'm like, okay, let's take a look. Which card was that? Oh, okay, gotcha. That makes sense. It's either this one or the next one was a PSA 7. And I cracked it from the slab and I looked at it and I was like, that's not a 7. So I resent it. It's either this one or the next one. I don't remember if it was unlimited or first edition, but we have a first edition and then an unlimited. This is the Charizard from Advent of Arceus. This one got a 9. So the first edition got a 9. I think I do remember these two Charizards having some imperfections, some flaws. So I'm not surprised by the 9s. It's all right. The Charizard in a 9 is great. I mean, they'll still sell well. Obviously a 10 would be a lot nicer, but it is what it is. The next one is the Unlimited. So we have an Unlimited Advent of Arceus Charizard Holo. This one's unlimited. One of these two was a PSA 7. This one also got a 9. So whichever one of these was originally a PSA 7, I just resent it back to PSA and it got a 9. So great. Fantastic. Consistency. I love it. When your least favorite Charizard, I actually like this one. I like this one. There's definitely not very good Charizard artworks out there. This one's okay. I like Ameno a lot, so I can't hate on Ameno too much. But yeah, it's definitely not one of my favorites, but it's not one of my least favorites either. The worst one, hopefully we can all agree, is from Expedition. But we'll move on. And it's the Holo, the Expedition Holo one. That's probably, I'd have to look at like a list of all the Charizard artworks, but that's maybe my least favorite one. Next up, we have Moonlit Pursuit Umbreon, first edition. So this one, I was hoping for a 10 because it looked pretty good. It's not a holo. It's just a set card, but it's an Umbreon, and they're actually really low pop, probably because not very many people have graded them at this point. But it's an Umbreon, so I thought, why not? If I think it's going to get a 10, why not send it in? This one got the 9. I have no idea what this is going to sell for in a 9, but it unfortunately got a 9. Really good looking card, though. I definitely like the artwork on it, but unfortunately got the 9. Conspiracy theory that PSA undergrades cards to get an extra $15 out of high submitters? Possibly. It's possible. All right, next up. We have 3 upcoming. 3 Cry from the Mysterious Dragonites. 3 of them. I don't know how I've... Oh, it was a lot of 3. I bought a lot of 3 of these. I think for like $10 a piece. It was a stupid lot. And they weren't great photos, but when they came in, I was like, those are all getting sent. Even if they get 9s, that's moolah. So, let's take a look at what they got. The first Cry from the Mysterious Dragonite got a 9. Not bad. Not bad when you pick it up for like $10. A nice Arita Dragonite. The holo's okay. I like the idea of the GX, but could have been better executed. Oh, do you like... yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Detective Pikachu one. No. No. No, definitely not. Definitely not a big fan of that. The second one, we have a 9. We got another 9. 2 9s in a row. The third one, let's go. We got the 10. So this one is unlimited as well. I don't know the pops on these. I don't know if unlimited, if there's less unlimiteds. I'm sure there's quite a few of either one of these. The nice thing is you can see that fat swirl on the right hand side. Love swirls. Big fan of swirls. Swirls get the girls. So very nice to have a nice swirly boy on Dragonite there. Next up, Galactic's Conquest Blastoise, first edition. I like this Blastoise. Is this another Himeno? I'm not 100% sure. Let's flip it, find out what it got. It is another Himeno. This one got the PSA 10. Let's go. I think I sold one of these. What did I sell one of these for? I sold the other Diamond Pearl one for like 140 something recently. I think this one maybe like 100-ish, 120-ish, somewhere around there. Very nice Blastoise though. Another banger of a Himeno artwork. Very cool. Next up, we have a Beat of the Frontier Venusaur. I think this might be a Saito artwork. It's a cool looking artwork though because he's actually doing something interesting as opposed to a lot of other Venusaur artworks. So here we go. It is a Saito. PSA 10, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Really like this one. First had about twice as many 10s and 9s for the Dragonite. Nice. Very nice Venusaur. Right after, very nice Blastoise. We got our 10s. Unfortunately, the Charizard's got 9s, but it is what it is. It happens. Next up, Gyarados. I love this Gyarados card. This Gyarados card is sick. I got this card for like $15, I think. Something stupid. I've sold this card in the past for hundreds. Really hoping that this was going to get a 10. This Gyarados is awesome. From Clash of the Blue Sky. And it looks like it's unlimited. PSA 10, baby. Let's go. Love this Gyarados. So glad to get another 10 of these. Especially in unlimited. Super sick. Definitely an awesome card. One of the bangers from this submission for sure. For sure. Very, very cool. Yeah, I like this little app thing. It's just kind of chill to go through and check them all out. All right. So this is movie commemoration promo, explosive impact, I think, Lugia. I don't know what I was expecting out of this one. I definitely said that it had a little bit of issues, this one. But it was really cool, so I thought I would send it anyway. I actually forget what this one got. Let's find out. It got the 9. Okay, that's not terrible. The 9's not bad. Really cool Lugia artwork. I don't think I was really hoping for a 10 on this, but very, very nice looking Lugia. So I will take a 9. Not so bad. Reserved Investment said lower pop unlimited is insignificant. Always bet on the original. It depends on the amount of sophistication that develops in the hobby. Like, if this idea of unlimited Japanese in a lot of cases is more rare, if that becomes like a mainstream idea and is marketed in the correct way, then it's possible that unlimited could surpass first edition. But to Westerners, at least, and maybe even Easterners, I think that first edition, that stamp in everyone's mind will mean more expensive, unless that idea is somehow changed in the future by, I don't know, PokeRev or somebody that brings it to people's attention in a way that makes sense. But yeah, I could agree. I think that first ed stamp just registers in people's minds for like more expensive, like the first more expensive. But yeah, I mean there are definitely some cards in Unlimited that are just so rare that they do already outperform. Probably because the buyer pools are so much more rich. I don't know. They like those little differences. I'll pay more for a swirl all day. People shit on people for paying more for swirls. I will pay more for a swirl every single time. I love swirls. I think they make cards. They definitely make cards more unique depending on their position and how good they look. A card can go from not very good looking to really good looking with a really nice place swirl, in my opinion. But that is not the case for other people. All right, next one. I think we have another Lugia. This is the Shining Darkness Lugia. We'll have to take a look at this one. This is one of... Well, let me show you first. This one got an 8. This was one of the only cards in the submission that got an 8. I'm not 100% sure why. The centering is slightly off. Enough for an 8, though? I don't know if you typically just get 8s on centering, but I have kind of noticed that I feel like PSA, right now, at least in my submissions, very small sample size in the grand scheme of things, but I do feel like maybe they're a bit more harsh on centering than like, CGC and the other companies might be. Because I have gotten some 8-backs that are like, damn, I feel like that's a really sick looking card. The centering's just a little bit off and it gets like a 7 or an 8. How are we feeling about the new PSA slab font? I didn't even notice it changed. Are you gaslighting me? Cam, are you gaslighting me? They didn't change the font. That's bullshit. You're gaslighting me. What the heck? I just hope that in this submission they didn't mislabel one of my cards like they did last time. Honestly, like, you look at so many more slabs than I do, there's no way that I would be able to tell. Was it a recent change? I feel like most of my PSA slabs are recent, but let me check quick. You guys look at way too many slabs, bro. I can't see the difference, man. You guys look at way too many slabs. You guys are losing your minds over there. Damn. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any difference. I don't like how they got lazy with the new set names. Just using the set abbreviation for Scarlet Violet. So they just say S and V. They don't actually write anything out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Next up, what do we got? Temple of Anger Deoxys. This might be... I always say this, but I'm not 100% sure. I should look it up, but I think this is the first Deoxys. But there could have been a promo or something before it, so I'm not 100% sure. But I think this might have been the first one. Temple of Anger, Deoxys. Oh, nice swirl. PSA 10 with a nice swirl right next to his head. Very nice. Very sick. Next up, we have a Clash at the Summit Celebi. This is a... Wait, Clash at the Summit is a Heart Gold Soul Silver, right? Pretty sure. Hell yeah. We got another 10. I will tell you that once again, I got 83% PSA 10s. So, 84 cards, 83% PSA 10. Let's get it. Next up, we got Secret of the Lakes Celebi. This is a nice Celebi. I have this in a 9 right now. It hasn't sold yet, but this one got the PSA 10, and it's unlimited. Very nice. I love when people, and I'm not shitting on anyone. I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to like make fun of anybody or anything, but I like a lot of times I get the question like, how do you search on Buy? Because I think people see like my PSA returns, they see the cards that I buy, they see that they're in mint condition or whatever, and they're like, how do you search on Buy? Because they're looking for like the secret sauce. Like there's some secret search query term that I'm using that no one else is using to find these mint cards, and it's like, I'm not. I'm not. There is no secret. It's just Japanese Pokemon name with the word card in Japanese next to it, and you just look at thousands of listings every day or every week, and then you just buy whatever looks good. That's all I do. Like it's just time. I guess time is the secret sauce. But it's like, yeah, there's no secret. Like there's no place that I'm going no one else is going. Like it's just time. Like how much time can you sit in front of the computer and look at cards for? That's what it is. I don't have any secrets. There's no secrets. Muted, but the actual real bad problem with the new labeling is they didn't call Scarlet Violet SV1. They called it SVI? Like Roman numeral 1? What? Yeah, that's weird. That's really weird. You gave up on Bai because Pokemon Steven always beats me to it. The way that I thought about this, I was like, the way that I'm going to introduce myself to people now is I'm just going to say that I'm great value Pokemon Steven. I'm basically just great value Pokemon Steven. Like, oh, Java, what do? Do you know Pokemon Steven? Yeah. Well, I'm just like him, but like 100 times less rich. Oh man. Hopefully someday. Hopefully someday. But yeah, I'm just diet Pokemon Steven. All right, next up. What do we got? Heart Gold Collection RK9. Let's go. I love these cards. I always pick them up when I see them. This one got the 9. Okay, fine. Fine. Centering looks decent, but That one got the 9. I think we have 2 Ninetales coming up though. Always got to grab the Ninetales. It's one of the better artworks. Ninetales Soul Silver Collection. 2 of them back to back. Let's see what they got for grades. Oh, let's go. We got a 10 on the first one. We got a 10 on the first one. What did we get on the second one? Let's find out. Second one. 2 10s. There we go. 2 Ninetales 10s. Love this artwork. One of the better, probably the best Ninetales artwork. Yeah, I love Tokia's art style. Tokia, Saito. There's certain cards that I'm constantly buying, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's Saito. Oh yeah, that's Tokia. I'm like constantly buying, but I love Tokia's artwork. If I could have an anime drawn in the style of Tokia, oh, it'd be sick. It'd be absolute sick. Yeah, it would be super cool. Steven's been in it for a long time, like long time. But yeah, I feel like he went hard. It's so funny. So Pokemon Steven used to be, what was his username before? 1 Minute Flips, I think. I found him on YouTube when he was 1 Minute Flips. And he would do just like a 1 minute short about a card that he was buying or whatever. He would talk about it and why it was a good flip, or like what he was buying it for and what he was selling it for, stuff like that. And in one of his videos, he was like, oh yeah, and if you have any questions about stuff, I want to help people, all this stuff. And he's like, just DM me on Instagram or whatever. And so I went to Instagram after that video came out, and I DM'd him, and I was like, hey, I really like your content, and asked him a few questions and everything. I'm not saying that I have beef with Steven, but he didn't answer my DM. He didn't answer me. So I'm not saying I got beef, but he didn't answer my DM. Guys. He'd grade whatever BS Hollows in CGC 6.5. Yeah, he went hard with CGC during that time, which was interesting. It was cool. I'm glad Kai and Steven are stuck in that prison. Yeah. If they were in America, Jesus, they probably do pretty well for them though, where they are. There's probably a lot less competition, at least. Maybe. Who knows? All right. We have a Gardevoir from Dondash. This is one of my favorite Gardevoirs. This card is actually beautiful. I love this one. What did it get? A 10. Very nice Gardevoir, though. I really like this one a lot. Is that a swirl up there? No swirl, but really good looking. Once again, unlimited. Happy with that. Happy with the 10. Very, very cool. Next up, so we'll go through some more of these, and then we get to the point where I submitted like 5 or 6 of one card, and I'll just skip past those. We won't have to worry about that. So Galactus Conquest Gardevoir. So this is another Gardevoir, another decent art, not as good as the last one for sure, but not bad. I've sold this one for, I don't know, $100, $80, somewhere around there, and this one got the 10. Gardevoir is way more popular than I ever thought that it was. I don't really know why, but super popular Pokemon. Not necessarily one that I think of when I think like super popular Pokemon, but definitely up there. Very popular. Australian market is different, and they have it figured out. A lot less competition. People will pay out for pure doo-doo. Well, yeah, doesn't Kai use a weird like grading company that's like extremely cheap and just sells a bunch of those cards? Like he uses like an Australian grading company or something that no one's ever heard of, and is able to make money off those. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, CGA, is that what it is? I don't know. Next up, Don Dash Sceptile. This is a really nice Sceptile. I think this is Saito again. Yeah. No, this is Fukuda. I like Fukuda as well. Fukuda and Saito are kind of... Their art styles are can be similar looking. Yeah, this one got the 9. Kind of unfortunate. I think I already have a 10 that hasn't sold yet. So having a 9... Sometimes, honestly, getting a 9 is kind of decent. I feel like I see a lot of my lower grade kind of in like that $30 to $75 range sell pretty well. And then when you get to like the higher cost 10s, they sell a lot slower. So I think that people are resorting to 9s for the cheaper price tag, and because the cards still look decent. I think that appeals to some people. So honestly, getting a 9 really isn't that bad, because I'll probably still make a little bit, if not just break even or whatever, and move on with my day. Next up, Diamond Pearl Moonlit Pursuit Blaziken. This one got the 10. Can Man, thank you for the sub. Not sure if you're here, but I appreciate it. If you are here, welcome. Next up, what do we get? Sometimes the app can freeze up. It doesn't work great. It also takes forever to load. So if you're sitting there on a loading screen for a long time for this app, don't panic. It is loading. It's just going to take forever for some reason. We got the Palkia, Half Deck, Empoleon. So these are the cool cards with the full hollow front, which is really awesome. This one got the 10. Look at that swirl. Is that a swirl? Look at that placement. It's so weird. It's like over the top of him. It must be on the top hollow. It's crazy. Very nice looking card though. I have this one in a 9 as well. But yeah, very cool. I also have the not Chimchar. God, why can't I think of his name? Chimchar's Final Evo Infernape. I have the Infernape of this, and it's a pop. Is it a pop 1? It's like super low pop 2 or 3 or something like that. Really really nice looking card as well. Maybe it's pop 4. I don't remember. But yeah, super cool looking card. Shoot, hold on. Next up, Galactic's Conquest Ampharos. I bought a few Ampharos recently. Ampharos is honestly one of my favorite Pokemon. Always used them on my team. Ampharos and Heracross are my two boys from Gen 2. Always use them on my team. They were yeah, I mean, just always on my team. Fantastic Pokemon. So this one got the... This is a nice little artwork. It's got a nice swirl right above the back. This one got the 10. Nice. Very cool. I like Ampharos. Next, Diamond Pearl Shining Darkness Ampharos. So, Shining Darkness Ampharos. Very cool artwork from Saito, but unfortunately got the 9. Might lose money on that one. I don't know what my buy-in price for this one was, but it looked pretty nice, but I think maybe because of the centering. I'm not 100% sure. Diamond Pearl, Cry from the Mysterious... Oh, I don't know what this is. The Pokemon name isn't even on here. Let's look and see what it is. Oh, it's the Politoed. Now I'm regretting sending this one. I think at a 9, I probably will lose money on this one. Fortunately. Cool artwork, though. Fukuda, again. Sick. But, yeah, not great. Not great. Next. Okay, we've got some Sun and Moon stuff. We've got the Hyper of the 3 Legendaries. That one got the 10. Then we have a full art version of the 3 Legendaries. This one also got the 10. And this is, again, a full art of the 3 Legendaries. And this one also got the 10. So, all 10s on the Sun and Moons so far. Those might be the only Sun and Moons in this submission, actually. All right, now we gotta wait again because the app is weird. My cat. My cat. My cat is so cute. Oh, why does it take so long? I do have another PSA submission. There's a part of me holding out, hoping for some sort of special. But, oh no, the English. We already know what happened to the English cards, right? Imagine submitting English for grading at PSA. Jesus. All right. Let's see what happened to these guys. So this is the Black Star promo Rayquaza. I bought 10 of these, I think, and picked out the nicest looking one to send in, hoping it would get a 10. Not as bad as it could have been, but it pulled the 9. Definitely not worth it in a 9, though. I'm going to lose money on that, I think. I might break even on that. But very, very cool Rayquaza card. Absolutely gorgeous. But, yeah, man. English, me and English and PSA just do not mix. I don't know why. Every time I submit English to PSA, it's like, oh yeah, you thought you were getting a 10? That's cute. And then they just slap me. So yeah, next card. Another English card. What could this have gotten? This is the Umbreon Holo Black Star promo from Evolving Skies. I bought quite a few of these. Sent in 2 of the better looking ones. And this one got the 9. Every time I see an English back, I just cringe. What did this one get? The 9. All right. Back to Japanese. Let's go. Okay, so this is a full art Eevee from VMAX Climax. I will spare you going through all of them, but I basically got, I think it was about five PSA 10s of the Eevee, and then oh no, it's gonna take forever. I sent in the Eevee, I sent in the Charizard, I sent in a couple Gengars, I sent in a couple Snorlaxes, I think I sent in the Flareons, the Vaporeons, the Jolteons. All of them got 10s. There was one weird Flareon that got a 7 for some reason. No idea why. And then I sent in a bunch of cool Charizards, but I don't think I'll be able to. Well, maybe I'll get to them. It's gonna take the app forever to load, but I gotta show off the cool Charizards if the app loads. And then we'll go over my April profit and loss summary. But this was cool. I like this little app thing. It's nice for the, you know, giving you guys little sneak peeks for the live streams. I will be doing a video going over all of these grades. I can look at things more in depth when the cards actually get here, but yeah. I don't think this is gonna work. I think I broke it. This is loading to I sent in 6 Tag Bolt Charizards. If you guys haven't seen that Holo, Charizard Holo, Tag Bolt, really cool looking card. I really like the artwork on that one. And they all got 10s. So all of those got 10s. Every other card in this submission that I haven't shown got a 10. Hey, I sent in some of those. Those got 10s. Except for that one Flareon that got a 7 for some reason. But yeah, the rest of them got 10s. We'll just end it there. We'll move on. Stop touching my leg. What are you doing, kitty? All right, profit loss summary. Did we make money in April? Let's talk about April. Hope everyone is still here. Haven't fallen asleep yet. All right, next up. Profit loss. What everyone was actually here for. The profit loss summary for April. Too bad everyone's... Oh, I love looking at spreadsheets. All right. So we sold 30 cards in April on the nose. 30 cards. I mean, I sold more stuff, but this was the stuff for the purpose of flipping. As you can see, there's a lot of red on this. There's actually some pretty decent losses on this, and we're going to talk about those in depth. But we also have some greens as well. Let's take a look at our biggest wins. So one of my biggest wins was a CGC Perfect 10 Snorlax VMAX Rainbow from the original Sword and Shield set in Japanese. It got the Perfect 10 at CGC, and I sold it for almost $170. Just because it said perfect on the label. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. How many listings do I have? Around 200, I think. Around 200. So big profit on this one, over $100, which was nice. Thank you, CGC, for that perfect label. Appreciate it. And then this Blastoise, this is a PSA 10 Blastoise. Oh, this is the one. This is a Diamond Pearl Blastoise, PSA 10, sold for $150. I only spent $22 on the card, $15 on grading, so it ended up nearly $90 in profit, which was really nice. Those two were some heavy hitters for me for this month. We also have another PSA 10 Blastoise. Oh, this is the Galactic Conquest one. So this is the one that I just showed you guys that I'm getting another 10 of in the next submission. I spent $21 on that, $15 to grade, $36 total, $134 sale. So $76 profit. Really cool. That was also a nice big hitter. Oh no, I'm showing you guys the goods. Let's see. PSA 10 Arceus. This is one of those Arceus set hollows, I think, that have like the cool hollow pattern in the description area and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's that one. Or it could be the full art. I'm not 100% sure. Hold on. Let me look. Which one is it? Oh, yeah. Okay. I was right. It's one of the deck hollows. It got the PSA 10. I should be able to show you. It's that card. So this card, PSA 10, sold for $230. I spent $10.22 on it, graded it for $15, sold for $230, made $165 on the sale after fees. So very, very nice sale, obviously, as well. And then we have, this is a Diamond and Pearl Venusaur, sold for $109. Pretty decent entry point. Got $60 back in profits. And then the Dialga, similar situation, sold for about $100. I spent $4 on it, $15 in grading, $66 profit. So those were my bigger hits, my bigger profit driven sales for the month. Nothing incredibly crazy like last month with that Feraligatr Prime PSA 10 that sold for like $400 or whatever, and it was like $300 and some profit or some stupid. Nothing insane, but obviously, I mean, I think anything above $50 profit is pretty damn good for a single card sale. So I'm happy whenever I can see those numbers on any card. And we have, you know, more of that in here on the yellow portions. Let's go through what didn't work out for me. So PSA 10 Lugia Full Art. This is a brand new card. It is the full art from, what's it called? Forget what it's called, but it is this card. I got this card in a lot with the rainbow and the gold card, and it sold immediately after it got back, but I only made $1 in profit because it sold for $42. It came in the lot. So how I did this was 3 cards came in the lot and I split it 3 ways. So I may have attributed more to this card than maybe I should have, but that was the easiest way to do it. So in this case, I only profited 84 cents on this sale. I may have given it, you know, attributed too much money to it, but it sold very quickly. And I think I actually picked up one of these recently. Maybe not. Maybe I only picked up the rainbow and the gold again. This one, as you can see, I already put a note here. It was mislabeled by PSA. So this is a brand new Giratina V-Star Rainbow. 120 out of 100. So it's this guy. and they decided to label it an Arceus. So instead of Giratina on the label, it said Arceus, and it got a 9. So as you can see, if you're grading Ultra Modern and you get 9s, this is what can happen. You can get slapped in the face. So we kind of had to move on from this card after losing about $7. No, these are all bins. I have some auctions going up this month, and I will be delineating that going forward. I'll just show you. For May, I have method now here. It's going to be bin, and then I have some auctions going. So when auctions finish, I'll do auction, and I'll make sure to let you guys know what sells at auction, what sells buy it now. But all of these for this month are buy it now. So this one, PSA 8 Gengar Mimikyu Full Art. No idea why it got an 8, but that's the problem, right? My initial price was probably too high at $33 for this just regular full art Sun and Moon card, but I had previous experience selling a 10 for over $100, so I thought this looks really good. I'm gonna send this in. It seemed fine to me, and I think it was centering that got me on this one. They took it all the way down to an 8, and then I kind of got slapped because it only sold for 35 bucks, or I moved it for 35 bucks, and in the end, I lost $18.95, which is my biggest loss this year in terms of like a single card flipping loss. $18 on a card, which not great, but when you get hit with a low grade and your entry level is too high, that's what's going to happen. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. We got the Giratina V-Star Gold Alt. You're probably like, how the hell did you almost lose money selling a PSA 10 version of this? Obviously, you guys know the Gold Alt is this card. Beautiful Giratina gold card. How did I almost lose money? My entry price. My entry price was way too high. But what I got, actually, the other card that I got in this lot was the Giratina V-Star Rainbow that was mislabeled by PSA and sold at a loss because it got a 9. And this one, and then also a Giratina Rainbow card, which I don't think has sold yet. I think it's still available. So, yes, my overall could be good if the Rainbow does fine. I probably will break even on the lot. I thought I was going to do a lot better than I did because I thought all 3 of them were going to get 10s, but unfortunately, not the case. And let's see, what was our last underperformer? A CGC 8 Vaporeon. This is a Diamond Pearl, or no, EX Era or Diamond Pearl, one of the two. CGC 8, obviously, it was an 8. It was CGC. It was a Vaporeon. Luckily, I only had 25 in, so I was able to sell for 35 and come out kind of clean. Didn't lose money on it, but yeah, could have easily lost money on that. But thankfully, it was a Vaporeon, so that's probably why it sold. And then it obviously, it did okay. I'm gonna die. Holy, it's like my entire throat just dried up all at once. Goddamn desert in there. All right. So, let's talk overall numbers, and then I'll talk about overall sentiment. Actually, we have to talk about the booth as well. We've got a lot to talk about still. So, overall numbers, 32? That doesn't make any sense. Hold on. 30 cards, not 32. Dingus. 30 cards. $1,100 profit this month, which is definitely down from last month. Last month we had $2,000 and almost $2,100 profit. Hello, cat. What are you doing? I'm trying to do a presentation here. So we're about half the profit that we got last month, this month. And let's see, we sold more wait, did we sold more cards or less cards? So basically the same cards. We sold 32 cards last month. We sold 30 cards this month. Yeah, we didn't have any like massive profit winners. Well, we had a couple massive profit winners, but we didn't have like an insane one like we did last month. So we hung around $1,100. Total sales, I think, is this, so $2,500, and then obviously subtract fees and grading card cost total, and then you get the $1,100 of profit. So the money back after the fees was $2,100. So yeah, so that's where we're at in terms of cards to be flipped. Now let's talk about the booth. So the booth, again, did pretty well this month. Not quite as good as last month. I actually double counted some things, so it should have probably been around $800. This month again, we got $100 in booth rent, nearly $74 in fees, and then our total sales were $739, and then my take home after doing basically nothing was $565. So yeah, the booth is still doing fairly well. Disappointing that we couldn't kind of pad these numbers with some more graded card sales during my pop-up sale, but it is what it is. Can't make people show up for stuff, so hopefully we will get one going that people will get excited about, and we'll be able to sell some higher end stuff at the booth. But yeah, I was thinking the other day, I was like, man, if I had somebody close to me who could just sell all my raw cards on eBay, and then I could just split it with them, like, 50-50 or whatever, we could probably make a lot more money a lot faster with all of these raw cards that I have instead of doing the booth. But the booth has been fun so far. It's been a fun and interesting experience. But yeah, something I keep thinking about. Like, I don't really have the resources to do that right now, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. No sales from the collection purchase that I did, the $10,000 collection. I still can't figure out what I want to do with the packs. I got the graded packs back, and they all got 8s. So that put me in a really weird situation where the packs actually cost less in a PSA 8 slab, which makes me not want to submit more packs with them if they're just going to get 8s or if they have the possibility of getting 8s. So, but there is also that side of me that's like, I really don't want to sell these things raw. I just foresee a bunch of issues for some reason. Maybe I just need to do it. I need to sell like one of each pack, get it to the people, let them open it, and then just kind of chill and be like, okay, we're just going to see what happens. Hopefully nothing crazy, and then move on from it. There's also some weird stuff, like the Team Rocket Returns packs have a little warp to them, so I feel like some people might get cautious. They might get cautious around the packs because of the warp. I feel more confident knowing that they're real, because obviously I opened one of the Fire Red Leaf Greens and they graded 4 of the Team Rocket Returns, so I at least have some examples of, like, PSA authenticated packs from each of the group that I have. There's a tiny bit more confidence you can have buying, but yeah. I asked Dan about possibly consigning it, but he was more interested in buying them. I haven't gotten back to him yet for a number that I would be looking for, but I'm trying to get the most out of them I can. But there's also a part of me that thinks, like, if I could just move, if I could move the kind of burden to somebody else and come out with a big chunk of cash, like, maybe that's just better at this point, but I'm not really sure. I know that there's definitely some heavies. Obviously not as many as the lights, but there's definitely heavies. And the rest are light. And then there's the whole moral thing, right? Where it's like, well, if I took them out of the card savers and I mixed them all up, like, and I didn't know the weights of any of the packs, could I just sell unweighed again? And it's like, no, I don't think I can. I think that's kind of sus. But then it's like, okay, well, maybe I'll just be overly transparent in the eBay listing, and I'll say, this is the exact weight. I pulled an EX out of this weight pack. I don't know the origin of the lots, but I bought the lots off a collection. Multiple have been graded and authenticated from PSA. I opened one of the packs to confirm everything is kosher. Like there, buy at your own risk sort of thing. I don't know if that, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know the best way to do it. I just sell in person at the next big event. Yeah. I don't know. There's a part of me that I think a rip and chip would be cool, but I mean, that's just an expensive rip and chip. That's why I reached out to Rusty initially, and then I don't know if I just came off too like fanboyish or something, but he stopped responding to me. I don't think I said anything wrong. I just started asking him some clarifying questions about like vintage packs and stuff, and then he just stopped responding to me. So there is that. But yeah, Dan seemed interested in buying them outright, but obviously he would want a discount in that. So it's like, how much do I value the burden of trying to sell them on my own and the possible hiccups and issues that could come of that? So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I probably will bring them to events and see if I can sell some. I'm sure that there will be some. I'm sure that some Whatnot people would want those packs, right? Like Team Rocket, like 9 Team Rocket Returns packs and 25 Fire Red Leaf Green packs. Like, I feel like a Whatnot streamer would come through and maybe just buy them all for like a break or something. So maybe I could get lucky and just sell them all at once to like Cloud or one of those big Whatnot streamers that goes around different collecticons and shit. That's possible. But, yeah. Go degen mode and open them all for yourself. Oh, God. I've thought about at least opening one of the Team Rocket Returns packs because I haven't opened one of those. I did open one of the Fire Leaf Greens, but you're talking throwing away like $700. So there, part of me is like, I don't know if I want to just throw away $700. I got lucky with the Fire Leaf Green pack, but I don't think I can continue to be lucky in that way. But so let me talk about what I am changing. If you guys are still here, you're getting the sneak peek on some of the things that I'm changing going forward, buying on Buy. I'm going to be buying more modern. Yay! I have found that some of the stuff that I would be buying over the last like 6 months has either gone up in price in terms of the singles are getting more expensive for the condition, right? Or they're just harder to find. I can't fulfill my amount that I want to spend per month on singles because I can't find enough of those cards in the correct condition to purchase. So I need to figure out a way to fill the gap. And what I've noticed from this last kind of month of selling some more ultra modern PSA 10s, hyper rares and stuff, is that shit goes fast. That shit sells fast compared to a lot of the Diamond Pearl stuff that I have. That shit sells fast. So I probably will be buying into more ultra modern stuff. I've started creating buy lists for certain cards of certain Pokemon. And basically, all right, God damn it. You guys are getting the real sneak peek here because probably shouldn't be showing this. Everyone can create buy lists. Basically, what I've started to do is start setting up buy lists by Pokemon. So, so I have Rayquaza, Umbreon, Charizard, Pikachu, Arcanine, Lugia, Mimikyu, Sylveon, like just Pokemon that I have sold that are popular, that go quick, and then ultra modern cards, what they sell for right now in PSA 10, and then what I want my buy range to be for those given cards. So basically, what they sell for in PSA 10, subtract 15% of fees, and then the graded cost, and then figure out how much profit you want to make off each one, and set up a buy range for each of the cards. And so I've started putting together buy lists like this so that when I'm looking for my Diamond and Pearl cards, my mid-era cards that I tend to specialize in, I can reference my buy list and be like, okay, I see that Lugia Rainbow is $14. Let's take a look at it, you know? And I don't have to constantly be looking up, like Chevels just said, constantly looking up 130 point to figure out what the proper, you know, purchase price is. And I'm going to update this. So I have May 2023, since I just did this a couple days ago, and then I'll update this in June. I'll keep tracking these prices to see if, you know, if something's like going harshly down, then maybe it needs to come off the buy list, or if it's kind of staying steady where it's at, it can stay there, or if I have to adjust my buy range prices, stuff like that. So there's obviously some cards in here that are already, like the Mimikyu VMAX CSR, those are like 40, $50. Like raw, a lot of times it was very hard for me to find, and I didn't end up finding any under 30. So I just wouldn't buy that card until I found it in the right cost. So started setting up these buy lists so that when I'm browsing for the other stuff, I can kind of reference it and pick up some ultra modern stuff while I'm going. So yeah, that's kind of my plan. Definitely want to integrate more ultra modern as like quick flip opportunities. And I'm also buying a lot of, like, you guys saw it in my recent video where I went through a bunch of the cards that I recently bought from Japan, but I'm buying a lot of, like, what I think are great cards, great Pokemon at low prices, and then we'll kind of see how that pans out over time. So I'm buying a lot of, like, Radiant Charizards. I'm buying a lot of Snorlax and Gengar CHRs. I'm buying a lot of Evolutions. I'm buying a lot of Charizard cards that are super cheap, like stuff like that, because I just think, like, who knows? But yeah, I kind of want to start getting like a backlog going of stuff, and then kind of watching it, seeing what happens over time, and leaking things out occasionally, throwing a couple cards into PSA submission occasionally, and getting them back and selling them and making a little money here and there. But obviously the ultra modern opportunities, there's a lot less opportunity for profit margin. So I'm hoping that the speediness of the liquidity can offset the lack of profit. So basically, if I'm making between $10 and $20 profit on one card, I want it to come in, I want it to sell, you know, in a week or two, and I want to make that $20 back, and I want to put that $20 back into something else. Like, I don't mind if a card that I spent $10 on that's, you know, $200 and low pop and hard to find on eBay and whatever sits for 3 months, because I don't have that much into it. But if I'm spending $20 in on a modern card that I can only sell for 60, then I want to sell that thing for 60 as fast as possible to get that, you know, smaller profit margin back, just to kind of keep the ultra modern liquidity stuff up to, you know, subsidize everything else. So yeah. And I've heard the ultra modern stuff sells really well at events compared to like the more niche mid-era stuff. So for events, it would be nice to have some ultra modern as well. But yeah, let me check my list of stuff. I don't think there's that much left to talk about. I think that was it for me for today. Yeah. That's all I got for you guys. So I appreciate you guys being here. I hope that everyone that's going to Dallas has a fantastic time. And I hope you guys sell a lot of cards, make a bunch of money. Hopefully in Charlotte, I will be able to do the same. Sell a bunch of cards, make a bunch of money. Yeah, that's what I got. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you did, hit the like button. I also have memberships. So if you're interested in ever supporting the stream a little bit financially, there are some memberships down below. I think it's the join button. You can hit that too. I think we unlock a new emote and one more membership, so that's a possibility as well. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.